What if I told you that some of the world's best preserved butter is neither in your fridge nor your local fancy cheese shop, but instead, buried in a swamp? Yeah, this story is about butter. Ancient butter. Bog butter. Which, yes, is as weird as it sounds. And also about how people willingly ate this stuff, because apparently food safety standards were not top of mind in 200 BC. Hello everyone, and welcome to Uncharted Insights. Bog butter is butter that's been buried for thousands of years in peat bogs, primarily in Ireland and Scotland. Think of it as the ancient version of refrigeration, except your fridge is a wet, acidic, and frankly kind of gross swamp. Scientists discovered that peat bogs are nature's Tupperware, airtight, bacteria-proof, and surprisingly effective at keeping things fresh, though minus the satisfying pop sound when you open it. Some of this butter is over 2,000 years old. That means it predates the invention of a lot of cool things, like the printing press, the wheel, and probably the idea that you shouldn't eat stuff you find buried in a swamp. The big mystery is why people buried butter in bogs. There are a few theories, and spoiler alert, none of them include because they ran out of fridge space. Maybe it was ancient food storage. Peat bogs could keep butter cool and edible before refrigerators existed, or at least as edible as 2,000-year-old butter could ever be. Others think it might have been hidden to avoid paying butter taxes. Yes, butter taxes were apparently a thing, and here you thought modern tax laws were strange. Finally, some archaeologists suggest it was a ritual offering to the gods. Because, obviously, if you want to please an ancient deity, you give them butter, right? But how does butter even survive for that long? Like, I can't even keep butter in my fridge for a month without it turning a bit funky. Here's the science. Bogs are acidic, waterlogged, and low in oxygen, which makes them excellent at slowing down decomposition. It's like nature's very own cryogenic freezer, but instead of preserving people like Walt Disney, it preserves butter. Incredibly, some of the butter is still soft, and scientists have even tested it. And yes, that means people have tasted it. Because when life gives archaeologists ancient butter, they apparently make toast. Speaking of tasting it, what does bog butter actually taste like? In a word, weird. Modern tasters describe it as gamey, earthy, and rancid. But hey, that's what happens when your dairy ages longer than most civilizations. In fairness, bog butter probably wasn't meant to survive thousands of years. And considering it's been buried in literal swamp juice, it's honestly impressive it's not worse. But bog butter is more than just a gross curiosity. It tells us a lot about ancient food practices, trade, and how people stored food without modern technology. It also shows us that butter was really important to ancient people, like, important enough to bury it in sacred bogs. So, next time you think you're overdoing it with butter on your toast, just remember, the ancestors would approve. And there you have it, the incredible story of bog butter. Proof that sometimes the most fascinating mysteries aren't buried in books, but in swamps. Like, comment, and subscribe. Because unlike bog butter, your attention span doesn't last 2,000 years.